Infinite blessings to everyone joining us today. We welcome you on our channel. I'm Mkhanyiselwa, the Son of Fire. Today, I wanted to make a short update, and I'm not even sure how far we'll be able to go with this because I was really not planning to post today. Today, Bakhanyiselwa, we are talking about the Sirius gateway that is happening during this cycle from the 3rd to the 7th of this month. It started some days ago, and it started 2 days ago, and it's gonna end 2 days from today. So right now we are in the middle of this gateway. What is the Sirius gateway? The Sirius gateway is basically an alignment of the Earth, Sun, and Sirius. So the Earth and the Sun are in alignment with Sirius. Sirius is a very important constellation to the Earth, and a lot of African tribes used to pay close attention to this star. Like most of our South African tribes, they know much about Sirius, and they all say that it is where our ancestors come from. Just like the Dogons, they are famous for their extensive knowledge about this Sirius star. They say that their ancestors come from Sirius. This was also the same in Khemu, ancient Egypt. The ancient ones of Khemu also believed that their ancestors came from Sirius. So we have many of these tribes. In fact, most African tribes do say that they come from Sirius. That's where their ancestors are. They say we all come from Sirius because our first ancestors are from Sirius. We also have different names for Sirius in our different African languages. We call it Isolempisi, Litolaphiri, Injebomvu, etc. And most of these words have to do with the hyena or the dog. Sirius is known as the dog star, the red dog. I remember when we spoke about this. Even the Greeks knew Sirius as the red dog. In Khemu, they celebrated this day as it was aligned with the inundation of the Nile flood. So they celebrated this day as it represented a new year. Just like some tribes here in South Africa, where you find that their new year they actually celebrate their new year in winter during this time or after the rising of Canopus Naga. So I'm saying this to show you how important this time is. If Sirius is the source of human origins, then one can imagine what it means when it is aligned with the earth. One among other things is that we are returning to our origins. We are aligned with our ancestors, and we are amplifying the human soul. This gateway is a portal that opens up new ventures of possibility for the human soul. That's why in our astrology updates for this season, we spoke about finding our parents, finding our ancestors' graves, sorting out our surnames, etc. All these things are all about returning to our origins. Like how the sun is slowly returning back towards the south. So it also makes sense why other tribes celebrated their new year in winter. They were just following the sun, when the sun is at its furthest from the earth. And that's exactly how it is in the northern hemisphere. They celebrate their new year in winter, 10 days after the winter solstice. And in the southern hemisphere, the heliacal rising of Sirius happens 11 days after the winter solstice. So it's understandable why some tribes celebrated their new year during this season. This portal is a very intense portal, Bakhanyiselwa. And remember, on our astrology update, we said that the water portals are now activated. And remember, our water here on Earth is connected to the water planet that orbits Sirius B. So you can just imagine the alignment and the intensity. This is a perfect time to connect with your ancestors. It is a perfect time to connect with the Sirian ancestors. And it's crazy because the next cycle is really the cycle of the Sirian ancestors. So it's like we are really being pushed towards that, or being prepared for the next cycle. And like I said, during this time, we will be driven towards learning about ourselves, about our origins, where we come from, who we are, and who our ancestors were, especially in terms of ancestry. So, that's why we are also affected by our surnames. And I made a post recently about this, the subject of names and surnames. Our names and surnames are very important, and during this cycle, our names and surnames are manifesting. It is advisable that during this cycle, if you have issues with your surname, you must deal with that. This is the time. You will find that you will get better solutions, and things will be moving for you if you start with this process right now. If your surname is good, then obviously you don't have to worry about all of that. Some people may not know their clan names from their mother's side and father's side. If you don't know your clan names, use this opportunity to find out more about your clan names. If you come out of this cycle empty-handed, at least let your clan names be that one thing that you take away from this cycle. After this cycle, you should be able to recite your clan names from start to finish, all by heart. Reclaim your clan names and study your clan names. Our clan names have a lot of codes, and each and every clan has its own codes, secret keys, and all those things, passcodes. Our clan names are very deep, Bakanyisera. And you don't know what what your ancestors feel when you recite your clan names. Oh my God. Bayagida, bayagiya, bayalilizela, bashaya izandla. In other words, they celebrate, they rejoice, bayathokoza. So Bakanyisela, try to memorize your clan names during this time, your father's clan names and your mother's clan names. And also study these clan names. In doing this, you are actually studying your own ingredients, right? You are studying the stuff that you are made up of. During this time, we are looking into our genealogy. So you must now ask your parents or your elders about your lineage. Who is your mother? Who is your grandmother? Who is your great-grandmother? And who is your great-grandmother's mother? Go as far back as you can and write these names down. Memorize these names. Who is your father? Who is your father's father? Your grandfather? Your great-grandfather? Go as far as you can. Try to find out about these people, right? And what these people were all about. Make the necessary connections. Study their names. During this time, we must understand our family tree and our family roots. In fact, some people may be doing this already because, the cycle is pushing them that way. Some people have done this already. They already know all these things, but I believe you can still go further than you've gotten, right? You can still revisit those findings, begin to use this time to look deeper into your clan names. Definitely, the energy of this cycle will reveal more things to you. Things that were never revealed before. Another thing we are looking into is our names. Our names are a message. Our names affect our destiny. Our names even affect who we are. I mean, you can just imagine every day of your life, people are calling you by this one name that you keep responding to. As people keep calling you, they keep affirming you. As they keep affirming you, they keep creating you. So this affects your destiny. In fact, this is it's very deep, because another way of putting it would be to say, as people keep calling you, they keep taming you. And they keep you intact. But I don't want to go into that. I'll be too long. So names are very important because names are very powerful. They hold a certain power over our lives. What does your name really mean? Who gave you this name? What was happening when they gave you this name? So far in your life, when you look back and when you look to the present, how has this name affected you? These are the things we are looking into during this cycle. Let's not forget the numerology. Our names are associated with certain combination of numbers, even our surnames. And you must make sure that you look at all and you consider all the aspects of your names, from its meaning to the numerology. All these things actually do count. They tell you a certain thing about yourself. For the initiates, those who are traveling the spiritual path, and those who are dealing with, ancestral spirits, this is a perfect time for you to receive your spirit name. A whole lot of people will be receiving their spirit names during this time. It's advisable for those who have been looking for their spirit names to begin to ask and to channel their energies towards that cause. It's a perfect time for this. The spirit name is an initiation on its own. Spirit names are very powerful. If your physical name has power, then you can just imagine your spiritual name. And you should notice that many religious groups and cultural groups and even initiation groups usually give you a new name when you have attained a certain level within their structure. Sangomas get new names after initiation. Rastas, or during initiation, Rastas get new names when they enter the Rastafarian churches. Hindus give you a new Hindu name when you join their temple. Muslims also give you an Arabic name when you commit yourself to Allah. Even traditional male and female initiation schools gave their candidates new names after initiation. In some tribes, when the bride is getting married, the family of the husband will often give his wife a new name. So it's a very common theme, this thing of giving people new names. And in all these cases, it's considered sacred and honorable to actually receive a new name. And yes, every time when you receive a new name, traditionally, you must host a kind of celebratory feast. Because in all cases, it means you have attained a certain level of consciousness. So now, names become both a gift and an attainment. As much as you are given, it must be attained. Ancestrally, it is known that one must make sure that they know the ancestral spirit that possesses them, and they must know them by names. The ancestor that wants initiation must be known by name. And then the name of that ancestor will be your spirit name. The spirit name of that ancestor will be your spirit name. The spirit name is very something very powerful, and sangomas get very intense when it comes to this. It's a whole process, right? So now that is what we are looking into, Bakanye Selwa. We are looking into our surnames. We are looking into our names. We are finding out about our genealogy. We are finding out more about our clan names. And don't think I'm derailing. We are still talking about the Sirius gateway, the Sirius portal that is being activated during this time. During this time, as we are in Capricorn, the cycle of Set, another Kemetic god that is aligned with this cycle is Sobek. Sobek takes us back to the crocodile cloth, the cloth of this cycle. And Sobek is a crocodile god. Sobek is the god of the underwater initiation. That's why we said during this time, people will be taken to be initiated underwater, whether in dreams or physically. Credo Motor also talks about this. He talks about how the crocodiles are the masters of initiation in some African cults, and how he himself was once taken underwater for initiation by the crocodiles. I have a full story on Facebook, in fact, on this. You can subscribe to my Facebook page, Mkhanyisela the Son of Fire, to see the full story. The name Sobek is actually a mispronunciation. Initially, this term is translated into SBK. When we add the vowels to this SBK, we get the word Siboko instead of Sobek. Because Sobek really doesn't mean anything, but when we say Siboko, things become much clearer. Siboko, Isibongo, means to praise, or more specifically, praise names. Therefore, Sobek Siboko is also the god of praise names. That is why there is a coffin in Kemu. Not sure whether it's in a museum or in the temple, still in the temple of Sobek, where the 39 names of Siboko are written. These are actually Tiboko. These are actually praise names. So when talking about names and say names, we are still aligned with the mysteries of the cycle. Your Siboko is your Isbongo, your surname. Your surname is your sir's name, your father's name. Right? And now this is when we get to this level of saying, okay, who was your father? You see how now all these things connect. Your father's father, your father's father's father. These are what your clan names actually are. That's your sir's names. Right? That is why during this cycle, we are focusing on these things. So I also channeled a few messages from Sirius during this time, because the portals to Sirius are actually opened. Right? So we're going to go deeper into these messages so that we see what the elders are really trying to tell us through this portal. The first message that they are bringing in is the fact that we should work towards peace. We should use now these energies, the intensity of these energies during this cycle, to bring peace into our lives and to bring harmony into our lives. The elders are saying we must work towards peace and harmony. So this also goes back to this thing about the ancestors, balancing your mother's ancestors and your father's ancestors. You understand? So now that is what we are harmonizing in this cycle. The left side and the right side, the good and the evil. You understand? Because this cycle is very intense, and it has all these energies that lead us towards the material. But at the same time, it's also leading us towards spirituality, because the elders are also saying this is a time of spiritual abundance. Hence, the water portals are also activated during this time. So we are going to the waters, we are offering our coins, and we are asking for our blessings during this time. You understand? It's the time of manifestation. It's the time of spiritual abundance. So this is a perfect time to actually manifest things into your life, to use these spiritual energies to now begin to affect your life in a certain way. And manifesting doesn't always have to do with money. We all have different desires, different dreams, different things that we are trying to manifest into our lives. So we are given the opportunity to now use these energies to manifest, right? Because there's a lot of spiritual abundance. People are going to be dreaming. In fact, in the southern hemisphere, it's winter, so the nights are longer, the days are shorter. So there's going to be a longer time to sleep, a longer time to dream, a longer time to do spiritual work, because night time actually pushes us towards spirituality, and daylight actually pushes us towards wakefulness and doing material or physical duties and material duties that we have to attend to. So now that's where we are right now. We are at this point whereby there's a lot of spiritual abundance, and we are given the opportunity to now begin to manifest things into our lives using the spiritual abundance. And a lot of spiritual things will be manifesting, just like we've just spoken about the spirit names. A lot of people will be receiving their spirit names. A lot of people will be receiving their initiation, their activations. You understand? So now these will be the manifestations of the spiritual abundance that is activated during this time. At the same time, the elders are saying that we must now begin to express our individuality, express our creativity, and this is a perfect time for that because we are in the time of Capricorn set. Right, so this is a time where we express our individuality, we express who we are through our creativity. So we need to start being creative, we need to start creating. A lot of us are creative. In fact, when you are spiritual, you are automatically creative, automatically. So we must now use these spiritual energies creatively and start to create, start to manifest. And being creative is not always about being artistic or producing an artistic piece or whatever. Sometimes it's about being creative towards your problems, right? Whereby you are now solving your problems creatively. You're no longer thinking inside the box, but you are thinking outside the box. You are being creative about life. You are having this new approach towards life. You are, being artistic with your life. Imagine if you were to approach life as an artist, where everything is an artwork and you're just out there appreciating everything and creating more art. So at this time, we are expressing our creativity. We are expressing our individuality through creativity, And all of this is aligned. It's aligned with the energies of the time. If you've watched the astrological update, then you should be able to make the connections, right? Because we did speak about how people that want to perform the sacred dance and all those things, this is the time for that. And we did talk about how in the northern hemisphere they are being ruled by Cancer, and Cancer has to do with the henna priests, and the priestesses. These are the ones who used to take over and take care of musical instruments and all those things. So basically these were the church artists, the temple artists, the spiritual artists, the spiritual dancers, the spiritual singers, players of instruments and all those things. So now these messages are very much aligned with, they are tuned with the mysteries of the time. And really, they are emphasizing on the messages that we've already spoken about. And there's another message right here that talks about how, we must also, in fact, it's the same with, expressing our creativity, because the elders at this time are telling us to honor ourselves, to honor our individuality, to honor our beauty, right? To be okay with being different, to being okay with being unique, because we are all individuals, we are all different, we all have our own things, we all have our own likes and dislikes and all those things. So we are different, we are all beautiful in our own way. That is our beauty right there. Right, so at this time we are manifesting this beauty. At this time we are expressing this beauty through our own individuality, through self-expression or creativity. You understand? So if you've been thinking about being creative in any way, if you are already a creative person and you've been delaying your creative work, you must go down to business right now. You must get down to business. You must start doing your thing. The energies are there. The portals are open for you to now manifest your creative side. You understand? And to also honor your beauty, honor your individuality. You are special. You are who you are. And accept that. You understand? This is the time to now stop listening to those people who have been telling you who you are. Now it's the time to go back to yourself and really get to uncover and discover for yourself who you are. In fact, you know who you are. right? So now is the time to accept that, to express that, to live that, because a lot of us might be living in communities where they don't even understand your energy, they don't understand your personality, you understand? And sometimes that might box you, it might make you, um, it might make you shy away from expressing yourself fully. But now this is the time to now accept that uniqueness, accept the fact that you are different, accept the fact that you won't make everyone happy, accept the fact that not everyone will understand you. Stop trying to make people understand you. Now is the time to actually be yourself. Be out there, be yourself. Whoever doesn't understand, they don't understand, and it's okay. Not everyone has to understand who you are. Not everyone has to understand what you are all about. So during this time, we are also going back to self-acceptance, self-realization, self-observation. And I spoke about this, during the update, how we need to now observe our personalities, observe who we are. We are also doing this through observing and studying our clan names, our surnames, our names, and all those things. Right. So we are observing and we are accepting who we are, accepting that part of us that is different, that part of us that sometimes even we don't understand. It's just like, okay, it's a bit obscure even for you. So now we are going back to self-acceptance, we are going back to ourselves, right? And in going back to ourselves, because now this season is very intense, like I said, and it's also driving us towards um, our lower centers, our lower chakras. It's the chakra of survival. So at this time, we're also being advised to take healthier choices, to take better choices, to observe our choices, how they've affected us so far, to observe the result of our choices and the consequences of our choices, and to realize that we are where we are because of the accumulation of our choices as a result of the choices that we've been making. So now we are observing these choices. Whatever choices that you feel no longer serve you, whatever choices that you feel they no longer express who you are, then you simply have to let go of those choices, take better choices, and even take healthier choices. You understand? Because at this time, there's this energy of lust. So as I said last time, you could be lusting over people, you could be lusting over food, you could be lusting over this and that. You understand? So now we should take better choices. We should be wise in the things that we do, that we choose to do, that we choose to be involved in, the people that we choose to be involved with. So now we are taking a step back and we are looking at the choices we've been making. We are looking at the people that are surrounding us. Do these people still express who we are? Because as we grow, especially spiritually, sometimes you were not really spiritual and then something happened and now you started being this person that you are. Of course there's gonna be some people there that are no longer relevant. Of course there's gonna be some crowds that are no longer relevant because now you've taken on a different direction, and this crowd is taking another direction. You've been in that direction before, but now you've changed directions. And that's the thing about names, something that I didn't mention. The fact that our names change our destiny. Our names affect our destiny, right? But then the new names that we are given because we enter this new journey, then that thing also changes our destiny. It's like, it's deep actually. So I now remember why I decided not to talk about this, because I realized that I'm gonna be too long explaining this. But anyway, at this time now, since we've taken a different direction, we are taking different choices. You understand? So the messages are very intense, The messages are very powerful and they're very much aligned with the cycle of this time. We have this balancing that needs to happen. We have this spiritual abundance. We have this creativity. We have this honoring oneself. And we have these choices that we need to make. And yes, most definitely, because some of the choices that we make are not aligned with ourselves, right? And sometimes you might make a choice because you're trying to please a certain crowd. In doing that, you are no longer honoring your beauty, right? And you've taken an unhealthy choice. You might even end up resenting the people that forced you into making that kind of choice. So during this time, we are taking better care of ourselves. We are taking better choices. We are, changing directions. We are looking deeper into our names. We are discovering our clan names. We are memorizing our clan names, and we are going deeper into our genealogy. Who exactly gave birth to your mom, and who's your mother's mom, and all those things. Chase those things as far back as you can. And go to your father's side, do the same thing, write those names down. You have to know those people and then study those people. If you can, ask your elders about these people. Ask them, what was grandfather like? What was he into? And all those things. This all goes back to honoring your beauty, because when you keep discovering more things about your ancestors, when you go deeper into your clan names, it's like you are in a way honoring your beauty, right? You are observing yourself, because there's a lot of beauty within our clan names. There's a lot of beauty within our ancestors. There are a lot of beautiful things that our ancestors have actually achieved. You'll be surprised of the things that you'd find about your own ancestors, right? So you're honoring yourself, you're honoring your beauty, you're cherishing your uniqueness, you're cherishing where you come from, your origins. You understand? In this way, you are rediscovering the beauty of who you are. So, Bakanyiselwa, that is it for today. In fact, I didn't think that I'm gonna make an update, such an update during this time. I wanted to actually make a post about the mystery of names. So I just decided, you know what, let me just combine everything into one. To also emphasize this day, the importance of this day. Today is a very important day, and it has been like this since the 3rd, right? And the energies are gonna be like this until the 7th. So I'm gonna make sure that I post this video by today, so that you don't miss out. At least you have 2 days to work with these energies. You understand? So definitely do take advantage of the energies, take advantage of the portal. Use the portal to communicate with your elders. Use the portal to communicate with the ancestors from Sirius. You understand? Use this time to actually communicate with the ancestor within you, the ancestors within you, the higher self and all those things, because during this time you're gonna need the strength of the higher self in order to overcome the lower self. So work with the forces, work with the energies, try to find peace and harmony within your double nature. And in balancing that, you will see it will be very easy for you to manifest things that you want. Because when you are not balanced, you want to manifest things you don't want, right? And you're going to manifest things coincidentally. So now we are doing everything intentionally. We have an aim, we have a purpose. We are the great hunters hunting for ourselves. We are the great conquerors conquering ourselves. So let's not forget, Bakanyesera, just a quick reminder, we still have the spiritual jewelry. We still have the ancestral cloths and everything that you need in order for you to be aligned and be activated during this time. And these things, it's crazy because now these things are very much important during this time when even Sirius is aligned with, with the earth. So now it means the energies are very much activated. Out here actually recharging my crystals and all those things. So it's a very powerful time. We must take advantage of this time. And when you get these cloths, like, they will also help you into integrating and into aligning yourself, into creating that balance and harmony, and into expressing your individuality and expressing your creativity during this time, the active energies within you during this time. So Bakanyiselwa, yes, we still do have those things. We have Impepo Yamanzi. If you need to connect with the ancestors from the waters, the ancestors from Sirius, we are still using this Impepo Yamanzi. We are also going to the river. As I said, we are taking silver coins, like 2 rand coins, and we are throwing them inside the river, and we are doing our things there. You understand? We are manifesting, we are speaking things into manifestation, right? And we do have the red cloth, we have the alabaster stone. In fact, there's some very interesting things that I found out about the alabaster, but I don't want to be too long. So yeah, we have the alabaster crystals, we have the alabaster pendants, we have the bracelets, right? So we have the bracelets, alabaster, and we have the tiger's eye. The tiger's eye is very important for all spirit initiates, especially during this time, because our individuality is getting intensified. And when you are a spirit initiate, of course, you have this, you are on that individual journey. You have so much of your individuality expressed on that journey. So we also do have cloths for the spirit initiates during this time, because you can just imagine the tiger's eye, the tiger's cloth. It's all alignment. And we still have the alabaster. We have the hematite and we have the alabaster. We have all these things. But can you say that? Do contact us. Our numbers are right there: 078-211-9555, 078-211-9555. We have all of these things for you. We are here to set you up, to hook you up. So it's crazy. Excuse the pun. We are here to set you up, and it's the time of set. Okay, I'm too much of a wordsmith, sorry. So anyway, that's what we are on during this time. But can you say that? Do stay aligned, do stay blessed, do stay active and activated during this time. Do go deeper into your meditation, do go deeper into your yoga, into your physical exercises, and take longer walks. That's another thing that we are here to talk about. But yeah, let's just leave it there. Let's just leave it there. And we already said it, but we're gonna say it again. So